Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Friday, December 17, 2021. The sun continues in Sagittarius through the winter solstice next Tuesday. Hopefully, this sun transit has helped us keep ourselves warm with some fiery characteristics: curiosity, exploration, playfulness, honesty. These are the personality markers of someone under a strong Sagittarius influence. If you've had a good opportunity to indulge in these drives, I congratulate you and encourage you to keep the skills you practiced near to hand as we progress into the new year. The moon is in Gemini all day today. Moon in Gemini picks up the pace and invites us to sing, laugh, collaborate, chat, and otherwise create using our thoughts and words. We are busy now because we want to be. We only have to make sure not to spread ourselves too thin. The waxing gibbous nearly full moon phase energy of this moon invites us to begin bringing some of our goals to completion. Celebrate your generative power at this time, friends. You rock, and the world needs to know. Completion with focus. Okay, let's take a look at these planets and aspects before we get into the interpretations. I have prepared a legend of the symbols we'll be looking at today so that we can start with an idea of some of the energies that are in play. As ever and always, at the top of our list is the sun. The sun represents our outer life. That is who we are when we step out the door, the person that people get to know when they meet us for the first time, and also how we engage in our social, civic, and work spheres. After the sun comes the moon. The moon represents our inner life. This is more about our relationship with ourselves and the people who are at home with us. What do you think? What do you know? What are your intuitions telling you? And how do you engage in your domestic sphere? Saturn is on the page today. Saturn represents structure, or those structures we build and take on the responsibility of maintaining in order to support ourselves and the people around us. Mars is up here in the corner, just as a reminder that Mars is currently in Sagittarius, giving that Sagittarius fire, Sagittarius sun, an extra boost of initiative when it comes to exploration, playfulness, and honesty. Venus is also on the board today. Venus represents love and money, or how do we relate to those people and things that we value the most? And I threw Pluto in here. Pluto is the planet of extremes, that is death and rebirth, the endings and beginnings, and also the high highs and low lows of our emotions, our intuitions, and our experiences in general. As for the aspects, we have a couple on the board today. We have a trine. Trine represents a very positive, harmonious vibration between the two planets involved and their effects on our lives. Apogee represents distance, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And conjunct tends to amplify the effects of both of the planets involved, which can be a really positive thing, or it can be a really challenging thing, depending on how those effects tend to bounce off of one another. Signs of mention on the page today: Sagittarius and Gemini. So with all of that said, I have divided our aspects into two columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds light on our inner lives, and it sets the tone for our emotional experiences and our domestic relations. The moon moves very quickly, creating many brief aspects that represent ambient energies that may produce moods and other internal experiences for us throughout the course of the day. The sun sheds light on our outer lives, and I address the rest of the planets on this side because these aspects take longer and they have more of an impact on our actions and interactions out in the world. And we start with the moon today. I give these current ones in Central Standard Time, friends. 11:57 a.m., so just about noon, the moon runs trine to Saturn. This aspect is an indicator for our emotional fortitude. We have the internal strength to endure difficult exchanges at this time. Emotional strength for difficult exchanges. This doesn't mean necessarily that we will have a difficult exchange, but it also does say that you have a good space of time here to, if you have to have a difficult conversation or conversation you think is going to be hard with somebody, this is a good time for both of you to have the emotional fortitude to deal with that. And then this evening at 8:20 p.m., the moon reaches its apogee. So apogee is the point in the moon's elliptical orbit that it is farthest from the Earth. Let's draw our regular little picture here. So the moon's this will be the Earth. The moon's elliptical orbit is not a circle, but an ellipse. And this will be the farthest point on its orbit from the sun. Symbolically, it says that our emotions and intuitions are less strong than usual. So if you find yourself not feeling it when it comes to stuff you truly love, blame it on the apogee and come back to it later. Today's lunar energy signature is something of an emotional numbing agent. Not that we don't feel things, but that they don't have such a powerful effect as at other times. It's a good day to have a hard talk with someone you've been avoiding or something you've been avoiding. And it's also a good day to get a little space from the good or bad emotional dramas in our lives. As for the sun side of the page in the ongoing column, we had this one from the 8th through the 12th. And it's coming back the 25th through the 29th. But really, from the 8th through the 29th, Venus and Pluto will be within 1 degree of each other on the chart. So this is a time of conjunction where we feel, our feelings, our love and money are in a more powerful and amplifying influence with the planet for extremes like death and rebirth and the high highs and the low lows. So we feel high desire, increased desire, and we also have an increased level ourselves of attractiveness or magnetism. We're able to draw people into us, sometimes even sort of unconsciously. This is the time when we want to take a look at our habits in relationship to those people and things that we value the most. Are they working or not? Like if the intensification of your habit shows that people aren't responding well to you, then, perhaps there's something about that habit that isn't really working for you. And we must always remember, but especially at a time like this, to use our powers for good. So like I said, we do have more power of attraction. We have more power to magnetize people, make people see our way of doing things. So let's not do that in a way that is manipulative for the wrong reasons, or that negates somebody's consent. We have to come to our relationships with a full and open heart that is not based on any ulterior motivations or, not limited in our ability to give at all. And if we don't feel like we can come to our relationships with a full and open heart, then we need to turn the love in on ourselves and really go within and give yourself some affection. See what you can do to expand your love-giving capacity. Coming up this week, we do have a full moon in Gemini tomorrow. This is the last full moon of the year, and it is aptly named the cold moon. This year, it makes a trine aspect with Jupiter, making it a lucky full moon as well. Venus is stationing right now to go retrograde on Sunday, and this is going to create a space of time for us to reassess who and what we value without the pressure of making any fresh commitments. Notice that this started with Venus direct. It is lasting through the stationary process, the stationary period, and into the retrograde period. So these themes are very much in play for us right now. On the same day, Chiron will turn direct, bringing the healing we've done on the inside to bear with the healing we have to do in the outer life. And I think that's going to have a lot to do with this Venus retrograde and this Venus conjunct Pluto as well. I am working up right now a special episode in regards to Venus retrograde specifically and Chiron going direct, so that we can discuss the matter of what a Venus retrograde means for us and what we can do to have it go well for us. And we will talk about these things and more as they arise. That's it for today, friends. This has been your daily aspects and astrological weather forecast for Friday, December 17, 2021. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And if you haven't already, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I will leave this up here for about 30 seconds so that you may have time to look it over. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. My name is Melanie Rose, and I will see you back here tomorrow for more daily aspects.